What's up, everybody? A long time no see. I am back with an end of summer 2023 pickup video for you. So of course, technically the beginning of fall is until like late September, but I, like most other people, figure Labor Day weekend is kind of like the last hurrah of summer, so here we are. Anyway, I got kind of an insane amount of stuff. So this is actually going to be part one of my end of summer pickup video. So if you haven't already, be sure to click the subscribe button so you can be notified when part two goes live. Today we're going to be focusing on stuff I got from thrift stores. Now, if you thrift yourself, you might already know this, but for anyone who doesn't thrift regularly, in my opinion, the best time to find great stuff is usually around the end of summer, because you figure a lot of kids might be going off to college or even like studying abroad or something, and their parents just kind of get rid of their stuff. And people like me who still collect stuff will go and buy it for not a lot of money. Anyway, let's just dive in. A lot of this stuff is from maybe the last few weeks of August, so it's not necessarily in the exact order that I picked up by store, by date, but I'll do my best to remember where I got everything and let you know. Okay, let's start up here in the front. So this is the, how do you pronounce this? Giganotosaurus from Jurassic World Dominion. It's a plush toy. Pretty cool, pretty detailed. And this was $2 at a Sparrow's Nest thrift store. And then I believe it might have been that same day, but at a different Sparrow's Nest in a different town, I found another Jurassic World Dominion toy. In this case, it is the actual chomping mask of the, again, forgive me if I butcher these names, Therizinosaurus. And it's pretty cool. I believe these normally retail for around $20. Sometimes, they're on sale for maybe $15. But it was $5. Not too bad. And it's in good shape. It's clean. Has all the straps and everything. And I thought the dinosaur was really cool in the movie. So why not? Next up, over here, we have a few things I found at yet another Sparrow's Nest. However, this one was in, I believe it was near the Woodstock Square. So if anyone's familiar with the movie Groundhog Day, it was filmed in and around that area. And I believe it's every Saturday, they have a farmer's market. So we'll occasionally go out there, and then there's a couple thrift stores within walking distance as well. So anyway, I found this, hopefully you could see it. It's the Psyduck toy with Pokeball container. I believe this was a Burger King toy from the late 90s, maybe the year 2000. And it was $2.50, a little more than I typically pay for an individual toy, but it came with the Pokeball, and it's my fiance's favorite Pokemon, so had to do it. And another toy, it's unfortunately missing the base, but this is the Mr. Mime. I believe these were called 3D action cards, something like that. From Pokemon the Movie 2000, and this is only 50 cents, but it's kind of cool when you push the button, his hands kind of jostle around, so couldn't pass that up for 50 cents, and what do I do with it? Here. So they had a handful of toys that were marked with clearance tags, so this one was $3.50, and that was half off. It is, hopefully you can see that there, it's the Mrs. Potts Funko Pop from Beauty and the Beast. So also grab that for my fiance. Then, let's see. Over here, I believe I have some stuff from Savers. So I don't believe this was... Let me think. I think I had like a maybe 20% off or 30% off coupon. So just grabbed a few different things. So this, again, hopefully the glare isn't too bad. This is actually an animatronic Triceratops from Jurassic Park The Lost World. And that was $3.50 before my discount. Then I found a Nintendo DS cartridge case that holds a few different pages. So that'd be what? 4, 8, 16 cartridges. Kind of a cool translucent purple color. That was $2.99 before the coupon. I found a Pokemon Pikachu lunch bag for just $1.49, and it is unused, so no like gross stains or anything inside. Thought that was neat. I grabbed a Linkin Park CD. I was a big fan of them when I was in high school, and this was a CD I hadn't seen before. It turns out it's just a live CD. It says live at Milton Kevnes? I don't know what that is or where that is, but it's a CD and DVD set, and it was just $1.99 before the discount. And then grabbed a couple DVDs. So I got the 2-disc collection of Dinosaur Planet, which was a Discovery Channel series. And this is the entire series for $2.99. And then got the complete series of Street Sharks on DVD, which I think I actually already own a copy of this, but what I thought was interesting about this one is it says it comes with a digital copy. It looks like it's just something you redeem through their website, so I have no idea if the website still exists or if this is valid, but it was only $2.99, and it's out of print, so I had to do it. Then a couple more things from that Sabres trip. I randomly found this awesome Gyarados action figure. I believe this is part of the, who makes them now? Wicked Cool Toys battle figure line. And it was just $3.49. Now, it originally came with a stand, but unfortunately that wasn't there. But the figure itself is in great shape. Somehow its little whiskers didn't break or anything. And that is a very, very cool figure. One of my favorites from the original games. And then also got a toy bag, which I have a lot to show you here. But this one from Sabres was tagged $3.49 and had a couple cool things in it. Just 3 things, so I'll show you all of them. But namely, there was this Bob's Burgers little burger toy that, let me see if it's on. I think it actually talks.
It's no fun being a burger man in a seafood town. Summer is awful! There's too much pressure to enjoy yourself. It's like New Year's Eve for kids.
So it has kind of voice clips from all the different characters. I'm not going to play all of them for you, but thought that was really cool. And then 2 other things. This one, it's a little broken, unfortunately, but it was kind of cool in the bag. It's the, I think, Blue Eyes White Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Funko Pop. So you could see he's missing his feet. I don't know if he originally had like a little base or something, but whatever. It's cool. And then this thing, this is very clearly like a bootleg or a custom thing, but it's a pretty interesting mashup of Pikachu with, I think that was Sasuke from Naruto, kind of like one of his final forms where he has the like extra appendages and the lightning powers and all that. Sorry, I don't remember the exact term or like power, but I just thought that was really cool and really detailed for like an unofficial or unlicensed figure. Okay, moving on. Before we get to the other toy bags, like I said, there's a lot of them. Sorry if that was really loud. I found a couple lap trays of like classic 90s stuff. So of course we have X-Men, which I was a big fan of, like the animated series at least, and I read some of the comics. But this is in really nice shape. It's just got like a tiny bit of wear. It was really dirty, but I was able to clean it up, no problem. It was just $3.99 at Goodwill. And then in addition to the X-Men one, I found the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Again, lap tray. So they have these little legs that fold out, and you just kind of like put it on your lap while you're watching the show or watching cartoons or whatever. Again, just a tiny bit of wear throughout. Again, cleaned it up pretty nice. It's got like a couple little dents, but for $4, that's pretty cool. Now, I was never like a huge Power Rangers fan, but I do, of course, have nostalgia for the 90s, so I just had to get it. Then, let's see, over here, a few more Goodwill finds. So we have an Xbox 360 wireless controller. Now that was $4.99, but I've actually never seen this blue color. I'm pretty sure it's an official color. It's got like all the, authentic branding and whatnot in the inside and the battery compartment. And it's in decent shape. The sticks are worn down like any used controller you buy might be. But, they don't get stuck in any direction or anything. And I just thought it was a really cool color. Then here I found a, hopefully you could read it. It says Nintendo DSi. So this is an actual like clip-on case, hard case for the DSi. So it's got the cutout for the DSi camera. And that was just $1.99. And this is actually metal. If you can't tell through the video. Or the outer part is metal, and then it's plastic inside. Next up, this I was really surprised to find. So it's obviously some weird like knockoff brand, but it's T13 hand grip for NSL Joy-Con. And this was just $2.99. So let me quickly open this up and show you. It's essentially a set of like bootleg Joy-Cons, and they do come off this little thing. So I mean, I guess you could hook them. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't hooked them up to my Switch, but they've got these kind of extra little molded grips. So I feel like it might be a little more comfortable than the traditional or the authentic Joy-Cons. But pretty cool, like very good condition, and for $3, I mean, I figured I'd give it a shot. Let me just get that out of the way. Oh, and then one more Goodwill pickup here. If you see my previous videos, I tend to pick up a lot of these games from the Exploding Kittens company, I guess, or from the makers of Exploding Kittens. And this one is called Poetry for Neanderthals. But anyway, this is just $1.99, and everything inside is, if I could get to it, it's all unused, untouched. So these games are usually about $20-30, and anytime I find them for under $5 complete, I'll pick them up. All right. Got another Goodwill thing looking me right in the face here. Got the Roravores Triceratops from the Jurassic World. I believe this is from the original Fallen Kingdom line from 2018. I don't recall if I took the batteries out. Let's see. Oh, it's dying. But anyway, if you push this little button here, it like rears its head and then it roars if the batteries worked. But these are normally, I want to say these were like $20 figures, so 99 cents on that. And then, let's see, where were these guys from? Those were not from Goodwill, so we'll get to those in a moment. And then let's take a look at some of these toy bags, because there are a lot. I'm not going to show you every individual piece, because we'd be here forever, but just kind of rapid fire here. So here it was a toy bag from Goodwill for $1.99, and it's these, I believe it was like play school people or like these families. But what I thought is kind of neat is they scale well with like the Marvel Legends or NECA figures, and I figure they can be kind of, innocent bystanders for some of the like horror figures and stuff I have. So those were cool. Next up, where's another Goodwill one? Here we go. This is another Goodwill bag I got for just $2.99, and as you can see, there's quite a few like video game figures. So we've got two of the Mario figure from the Super Mario Brothers movie. Those would be the McDonald's toys. Another kind of cool Happy Meal toy I hadn't seen before. It's a little sitting Yoshi. Not sure what he does. Here's another Yoshi. I actually have a few of these just because they're really cool. So you push his little saddle or shell, whichever way you refer to it, and his tongue comes out. So that's a cool one. Got another McDonald's Luigi. And let's see. This is kind of neat. It's supposed to be the Infinity Gauntlet from Marvel, and it's one of those like kind of dancing puppet figures, if anyone remembers those from like the 80s or 90s. So, no idea what that's from. We got a little Eevee. This, I think, is one of the Wicked Cool Toys figures. There's a Steve from Minecraft. This is kind of scary. It's supposed to be like the Burger King character, but it's like a spinning top. So you run it on the table and then it'll spin. Then we got a little Chip figure from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. A little Lego Duplo guy. This is kind of cool. It's Krang from TMNT, but as like a little train. I have no idea what this is from, or if it's like authentic or what, but you can see it's got like his robot body face on the front, and then you got like a little decal or picture of Krang himself on the sides, and it is just bizarre. We've got a Barrel of Monkeys keychain, a couple more Happy Meal toys. Let's see, there's something else cool in here. Oh, got an original Tomy Poliwhirl figure from 1999. That's pretty crazy. Another Minecraft figure of Steve. We got a Z-Bot. If anybody remembers these were by Galoob, the makers of Micro Machines. It was like a little line of miniature robot figures in the, I'd say, mid-90s. Got another Jurassic World figure, in this case Claire, one of the humans, obviously. A little Jurassic World mini. This is kind of neat. It's dated 2002, just as Pokemon. I don't think it was like a Happy Meal toy, but it's a little Pikachu digital clock. So I don't know if this was where or how this was sold, but it's cool. There's a couple little Luigis from McDonald's. A headless Ash Ketchum figure from Pokemon. A little Mighty Max set, one of the McDonald's toys. This would be, a big 90s toy. For anybody that remembers Mighty Max. It was like the boy version of Polly Pocket, basically. And then one more thing I'll point out from here. This dude, I don't remember his name, but he was one of the Burger King kids from like the Burger King Kids Club. So I just recognized him from all the old ads. So, okay, so that's one down. Let's keep going. Stick with the Goodwill ones first. So here's another one. We got for $3.99. It was mostly dinosaurs. Let's see. Oh, but there is a very cool Black Panther figure in here. I think this is one of the Marvel Legends figures. It's pretty articulated, pretty detailed. Let's see. It's dated 2017, which I think is when the first Black Panther came out, if I remember correctly. But it's a very, very cool figure. And then the rest, they're pretty much just dinosaurs, so I won't go through all of those. But definitely cool stuff in there. And here is another Goodwill bag. This one had some cool stuff. Let's see. Some more Happy Meal toys, but what I thought was neat is there's a whole bunch of these really detailed little Disney figures. So we got Mickey, Pluto, there's like a Donald in here, Daisy, Minnie, and then there's some kind of cool animal toys like this little fish. What is that? Maybe like a goby, I want to say? I don't remember. And then there's a pretty cool Spider-Man figure. I want to say it's like, definitely not a Marvel Legend, but, from one of the MCU films. So, pretty cool. And again, it's just a couple bucks, $3 for all of these. And let's see, that might be, I lied, one more Goodwill bag, and then we'll get to the Salvation Army and elsewhere stuff. So this one had a couple cool toys. Here we go. So if you've seen my previous videos, I've mentioned I absolutely love speeder bikes from the Star Wars films, and I especially like the Scout Trooper. It's probably my favorite armor variant of all the Imperial troopers, so stormtroopers, sand troopers, and whatnot. I've always really liked the helmet, and of course they're the ones that ride the speeder bikes, so thought he was really cool. And then there's a cool little Cogsworth from Beauty and the Beast, and just some other various little dinosaur toys. Oh, there's a Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, one of the little Funko mystery mini keychains too. Cool stuff. And this guy? We got another little dinosaur here from Goodwill, just 99 cents, but he is an Albertosaurus that was part of the Carnegie collection, these are typically the figures you'll see sold at like museum gift shops or maybe more like hobby stores, because they're pretty expensive. Like this figure, I think normally for something about this size would probably run about maybe $12 or $15. So anytime I find these cheap, I try to pick them up, because the older ones are pretty valuable. This one I think is from 2003, so 20 years old already. All right, here we go. This bag. Okay, so this one you can see is in just kind of like a nondescript Ziploc bag here. But one of the Goodwills near me that's not linked with my other stores, they have just, I think it's 4 bins of just loose toys, and you can fill a bag for, they keep raising the price. I think now it's like $3.49. It's not bad. Just sometimes it can be difficult to find enough stuff to fill a bag, so I don't do it every time I go, but this time they had some good stuff. So again, got this. If you recall, I had these little Luigi McDonald's toys. This is actually the launcher for him. Got a launching Pokeball with a plush Pikachu inside. So that is cool. What else we got? Just like a cute little cat puppet. Got an interesting Mysterio figure from Spider-Man. He's kind of like bendable. Not sure what toy line that's from. And we got a little Toad McDonald's toy. Petrie from Land Before Time. I absolutely loved that movie as a kid. So that was cool. And then, let's see, we've got a little Babam figure. I think this, I don't know. Doesn't really say. Oh, it might be a Connects figure, because it's got like a little connector on the back. And then here is like a little Mario playset. I want to say this might be part of the, I believe it was Micro Lands or something from Jack's. These were out back in like 2017-18. I remember seeing them at like Toys R Us, which closed in 2018. But unfortunately, none of the figures, but just this kind of cool little question block display. And what else we got? Just some random stuff. Oh, a slap bracelet. If anybody remembers these from the 90s. Kind of cool. And then, oh, here, there's a, what's his name? Poplio? One of the Pokemon starters. And then this, it didn't have the launcher, but it's Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. Some kind of McDonald's toy or something. So, that was cool. Moving on. I believe the rest are all from Salvation Army. So let's dive into those. Oh, no, this one was just $2.99, and I tend to pick these up on the days that this whatever color tag is 50% off. So, not sure if this is true in every area, but in the Chicagoland area, Salvation Armies every week will have one specific color 50% off from Monday through Saturday. They're closed on Sundays. And so I usually kind of hold off and then go back on Monday, and if there's a toy bag of stuff, the color I want, I'll grab it that day. Anyway, this first bag had a pair of, these are called kendamas. So it's a Japanese toy, and it's basically like this little handle with a ball that's connected to a string, and the object of the game is to kind of like throw it up and catch it in various ways. So like either side has like a little cup here, or there's like a little spike because the ball has a hole, and then same thing on the bottom of the handle. So it's kind of just like a fun traditional Japanese toy, and I got 2 of them for $1.50. And then I believe this is probably that same visit because it's another blue tag, but I got another bag here for $4.99, so it would have just been $2.50, and it's got some pretty cool like video game themed stuff. So I was really excited when I found these Yoshi eggs. I'm like, whoa, what are those from? It turns out these were some of the Hot Wheels Mario Kart blind boxes. So apparently they released a bunch of different color Yoshis in these different Yoshi eggs. So unfortunately they were all empty, but still they're just kind of cool, and they scale well with like the Jax figures that I collect. So I got 3 of them in this bag. Oops, sorry. Then a couple other McDonald's or Happy Meal toys. Got a little Pikachu, Donkey Kong from the Mario movie. And what else? This kind of cool monster truck. This very cool Sorcerer Mickey, or Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey, rather. I really, really like this design for Mickey, and love Fantasia, so thought that was a really cool figure. Got this cool Fix-It Felix figure. I think I showed him in a previous video. I got some pretty big Wreck-It Ralph figures, so I figured this would be great to pair up with him. And then there's this cool little Yoda. It looks like he's holding his lightsaber, which is obviously missing, unfortunately. Got this Goofy and some kind of weird, like, bathtub race car. The others are just random things, but then this I thought was really cool. It is a Spider-Man Peter Parker figure, but it's Tobey Maguire. So this is, I think I saw it was dated 2002, so probably that would have been the first Spider-Man film, I believe. But I noticed he has like a little hole in his wrist here, probably, his web shooter, and it's got this kind of weird thing on his back. So I think he originally came with some sort of pump that you could squirt water like it's, shooting his web. But I know a lot of these early Spider-Man movie figures are worth quite a bit, so anytime I see them, I'll pick them up. Alright, moving on. Here's another Salvation Army bag. That was a green tag at $4.99. I probably paid $2.50. And let's see, what the heck is in here? Okay. So, as I'll continue here, like, you'll see a ton of stuff in these bags. I don't keep all of this. A lot of it I sell at either, like, flea markets or on eBay, and then, I started doing the Chicago Toy Convention, or Toy Fair, or Toy Show, Chicago Toy Show. And I've already booked a booth for the October show, so I will have a lot of this stuff with me for sale for very cheap, if anyone sees anything they want. First of all, got one of the original Ninja Turtles. We got Donatello, who was my personal favorite. And this is the original 1988 figure. It's the hard head figure, not the soft head one. But it doesn't have his bow, but he does have his kind of like belt and weapon loops and everything. So, very cool. Got this Lion King hyena figure. I think it's probably like a Funko Mystery Mini or something. Got this pretty cool classic Garfield figure. And this little pennant that just says Go. And let's see. I'll just stick to the highlights in this one. Oh, got a very cool Goofy movie McDonald's toy. I actually bought a full set of these a few months back. I didn't even realize they existed. The Goofy movie is one of my top 3 favorite Disney films of all time. But what's neat about this is, so you pull out this little fish, and then when you set it on a table, it'll pull it in. It's old, so it's slow. But it's cool. So I got Goofy and Max and like a little rowboat. Any other highlights in here? Oh, definitely. So I very casually try to collect these little California Raisins figurines. I have a whole bunch of them on my desk, and like anytime I see one in a toy bag, I'll almost always buy it. I think there's probably about a dozen different ones, and I think at this point I have maybe like 4 or 5. So it's not something I'd ever like go out of my way or pay a fortune for, but if I find them cheap, I'll definitely pick them up. And let's see, anything else in here? That might have been it for this one. Okay, let's move on. So next, here's another bag. Okay, this one had a lot of cool stuff. And this, I think that's a 6. So $6.99. I probably paid $3.50. But my gosh, a lot of really good stuff in here. So first of all, we have a Black Series Boba Fett figure. And, I mean, this is a new one. This is from, like, the Book of Boba Fett, when he's got his, like, weird pants deal, and he's helmetless and everything. Obviously, no accessories or anything, but he's not broken. I mean, for what I paid, $350 for this and all this other stuff, that is a steal. These are, like, $25 figures now. Got a Godzilla 98 Koosh Ball, which is pretty awesome. Obviously, it's not the best Godzilla, like, as anyone would agree, but I liked it. I was 98. I was probably, like, 15 when it came out, so I was very much the target audience, and I love it. But yeah, Koosh Ball, Godzilla, like, that's cool. What else? We have a few different Ninja Turtles in here from, like, different eras. It's kind of crazy. Let me pull them all out and I'll show you all at once. So, we've got... Oh yeah, actually, all 4 of them. Awesome. So we've got Mikey and Raph from the 2012 animated series, which, if you haven't watched it, it's really freaking good. I was really kind of apprehensive to check it out. I didn't really like the like alteration to the character designs and whatnot, but it's possibly the best series of all of them, in my opinion. And I grew up with the original, so I mean, I've watched them all, but definitely check it out if you haven't. So anyway, these 2 from the 2012 series. And then I got all 4 Turtles from the Michael Bay movie. It's kind of crazy. Like, those, the first movie was okay. And then the second one I need to rewatch because I actually fell asleep during the final battle, so I didn't see Krang. But, you know, I like to have at least each version of the 4 Turtles, you know, going back to the original set, and then, like, the 2003 show, and then the 2012 figures, like I just showed you. So right here, I got all 4 in one go. Then, let's see, we got some pretty cool Spider-Man figures, too. I think it's just the 3 here. So, I didn't realize we got a pretty posable Spider-Man who is missing an arm, unfortunately. What year is he from? 2013, looks like. So, probably one of the Marvel Legends. And then we've got this kind of more stylized looking Miles. I think this might be from one of the animated shows. He's not quite as posable, but that's from 2015. So probably the, was it like Ultimate Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man, whichever one he was in. And then this pretty awesome Green Goblin. Really detailed. I think this, let me check the date on him, 2009. So I don't think it was a Marvel Legend, but they had a few different, like, just dedicated Spider-Man lines back then. I'm pretty sure this guy's from that set. And last off, just a couple other, like, random toys in here. Some Disney characters, some, like, Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. And then, to go with the Fix-It Felix, I got a couple Vanellope figures from Wreck-It Ralph. Okay, so that's it for that one. And then just 2 more toy bags to go, and then we'll blaze through the rest of this stuff. So, what am I stepping on? Oops. Okay, down here, this one was $5.99, so I probably paid $3. But we've got some Jurassic World stuff. We got Blue from the main, like, articulated line. Then there's a couple of the minis that were sold in blind boxes. I think there was, yeah, Stegosaurus 2. Some cool, like, wind-up figures. Oh, and then one of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie figures. So this one is him in, like, his kind of weird, like, winter getup. And I'm pretty sure this was only sold as part of a 3-pack with him in, like, some other different outfits. So I never picked that up, but, you know, might as well get it as part of a bag for $3. Why not? That might be about it. The rest, yeah, it's just a lot of, like, little generic dinosaurs. Oh, and another of that same Goofy movie toy. I don't know why they all started popping up now, but whatever. And then here we go. One more. Again, $4.99 or yellow tag. Probably paid $2.50. And yeah, this one was fairly recent. I remember buying this in like the last week or two. So we got a cool I want to say these were from Burger King. Little Game Boy Pokemon toy. And it actually has like a little gold cartridge with Pikachu on it that goes in. I think it opens up. Yeah, and then there's a little clear figure of Heracross. So I think these were part of the Pokemon 2000 movie promotion. And this might have been like a little water toy or so. Oh, no. So there's like a little... You pull the D-pad down and it fires the balls up, and it's like a little like pinball game. Pretty cool. We got the Luma from the Mario movie. And there's another Mario in here. The old Taco Bell dog, if anybody remembers that ad campaign, the Yo Quiero Taco Bell. And this one, it looks like it's like a Pez dispenser, because you push this button on the bottom and his head lifts up, and then there's like this little tab here that you can push down. So I think it probably came with some sort of like little candies you can fill them with. Anyway, the Very Hungry Caterpillar, that's kind of cool. And then, oh, here, another, I think this is different than the one I showed a minute ago, but another Black Panther figure, very, very articulated. This might be from one of the newer lines. Let's see, 2017. Okay, it might be the same one, or maybe, I don't know. It looks pretty much the same. His hands look a little different, so maybe it like came with different accessories or something. I'm not sure. And then this I thought was kind of cool. It's probably a doll, but it's a little Maleficent figure that kind of scales with some of these other ones. So, very cool. Oh, and who can resist the troll? Troll doll. Okay, a few other Salvation Army pickups. If you recall in my previous, I think it was the last video, I found a Shadow the Hedgehog little race car from one of the Sonic racing games. I think probably Team Sonic Racing. And here we have Knuckles with kind of like a cool little four-wheeler. And that was $2.99, and I'm pretty sure the day I got it, white tags were half off. So like $1.50. Then got a little Porg from Star Wars. It's hard to see because the tag's the same color as the base here, but it was just $1.99. And let me turn him on really quick. So if you squeeze his belly, kind of like wiggles around, and then it actually like rolls forward. So, kind of cool. Next up, oh, this was an insane find. So we've got Charizard and Articuno just taped together. These are the, oh gosh, what are they called? Pokemon Select figures that are normally like about $20 each. So both of them for $3.99. Absolutely crazy. Now they both were supposed to come with like stands, but I mean, other than that, they're not missing any parts. They're not like super beat up or anything. So absolutely amazing deal on those. And then we got a couple gaming accessories here. So I found a DualShock 3 for PlayStation 3 for a whopping $199. It is in really good shape too. It's a little dirty, but I mean the sticks have like no wear on them. There's no major like grime or anything, so that was a steal. And then this was actually from a Goodwill, not one of the local ones, but so it was $3.99, and I realized that this little bundle. So these are like little grips for the Switch Joy-Cons. And it's kind of cool. They have these like really nice little shoulder paddles. And then this was a play stand for the Switch itself from just like an Amazon Basics one. But I looked it up and it had decent reviews and got this whole little bundle for $4. So, not bad at all. Okay, let's rapid fire some of this other stuff. So here I've got some... first of all, this thing, I have no idea if this works, but I thought it was cool. It is a Kano, not sure how to pronounce it, motion sensor kit, so you can make hand-controlled apps. So this thing actually connects to your phone, and you can make like little games that you control by waving your hand over it. So it does have everything in there, and it was just $2.99. So I thought that was worth checking out for a couple bucks. And then here we have some CDs and games, and I think a couple movies. So let me just jump through these. This, I believe, was from a Goodwill. So it is Goosebumps, Sounds of Halloween. I grew up reading the Goosebumps books. I absolutely loved them. And, anytime I find any kind of cool Goosebumps classic stuff, I'll pick it up. I haven't actually listened to this yet, but just thought it was cool. It was in their Halloween section for 99 cents. And then I stopped by one of the Sparrow's Nests. They have all of their CDs and DVDs for 50 cents. Pretty cheap. So I got just a couple of CDs that sounded kind of cool. This one, Motown Legends. It's a 3-disc set with a ton of like classic songs that I loved growing up. Now Motown's a little before my time, but was kind of a fun aside story for you. When I was growing up, on one of the local channels, after the Saturday morning cartoons, they would play a show called Soul Train, which was basically just a bunch of people dancing to Motown music, or like funk and soul, and I just, went from watching the cartoons to watching Soul Train, and I just loved it. I grew up loving that music. I mean, it was weird for like a little like teenage white boy to be listening to funk and stuff, I guess, but it's my jam. So anyway, Motown Legends. Then I got the official album of Disneyland at Walt Disney World, which has like a whole bunch of the music that they play for the different attractions, I guess. I've never actually been to a Disney park, but thought that was cool for 50 cents. And then this is 100 sound effects. So probably not for these pickup videos, but I'm thinking for like some of my other videos, I might, throw in some sound effects or something. And this has a lot of different ones. Then, let's see, a couple Salvation Army finds. I got this game called Frog Frenzy Episode 2. Now, it was a blue tag, and that was definitely half off that day, because I recall seeing this a previous week. I'm like, I'm already getting too much. If it goes half off, I'll grab it. And it was still there. So, it's probably hard to see, but it looks like it's some sort of 3D platformer, which, I've never heard of. And if I'm understanding this right, it includes Frog Frenzy 2, the original Frog Frenzy, and another game called 3D Bug Attack, all on the same disc. So, for 99 cents, thought I'd check it out. Then, got a PS2 game called Arctic Thunder, again, for a whopping 99 cents. It is complete. And as far as I understand, so this is by Midway, and as far as I understand, it's part of the Thunder series. So maybe you've played Hydro Thunder, for example, which was like a really popular Xbox 360 game, an arcade game. And then, what are the other ones? I think it's like maybe Off-Road Thunder or 4x4 Thunder, something like that. But anyway, this one I've never played, and 99 cents, I'm not going to pass that up. Then I picked up this was from a Goodwill, but I got the original Rock Band for Nintendo Wii. Again, complete, in great shape, because I'll show you in a moment, I actually found a guitar at another store. And then at one of the random Goodwills, I've got We Wish You a Merry Christmas for Nintendo Wii, which you would think is shovelware, but I looked it up, and it's got some decent reviews, and actually, I paid $3.99, and it sells for about like $20. So I figured if it's terrible, or if I hate it, I can, flip it. But it's got 10 holiday activity, or more than 10 holiday activities. It's got an advent calendar, deck the halls, present catch, candy cane lanes, a letter to Santa, and an elf hunt. So, I don't know. Then I got, one more game. I don't recall where I grabbed this one. Maybe, I want to say it was a Sparrow's Nest, so it was maybe like $1. But it's Disney Golf for PS2, which I didn't know existed. But anyway, it just looks fun. It's basically like Mario Golf. It's got all the Disney characters, and I think I read that they all have like different power-ups or abilities or whatever. And I think it was like $1 or $2. So that was cool. And then a couple DVDs. So I got this. It's called Night of the Demons. This is actually a remake of a classic film from, I want to say the 80s. I have it on Blu-ray. But this one, I think it's from 2009. And I have not seen this one, but from what I understand, it's decent. It's like a decent remake, which, you know, a lot of them are hit or miss. And what's kind of cool, it's an old Blockbuster case. But yeah, this was like probably no more than $1. So that was cool. And then this one, if anyone is a Simpsons fan, you will recognize this. Paint Your Wagon! So they very famously made fun of this movie in the Simpsons episode All Singing, All Dancing. It's one of the clip shows with all like the music clips. Basically, Bart and Homer go to rent like a Western movie that they think is going to be all violent and manly, and it turns out to be a musical. So I found the actual DVD, and I had to get it for 99 cents. That is too funny. Okay, let's keep going here. Before I get to the toys and stuff, let's rapid fire some books. Got a bunch. So the first batch here was from a Goodwill. I got the first edition hardcover copy of The Meg, which you may have at least heard of the movie. I haven't read the book, but I saw the first movie. I thought it was okay. Haven't seen the second one yet, but I think hardcovers were just like $2 at that store, so not bad. I found volume 5 of Amulet, which, if you watched the previous video, I found volume 3, so now I have volumes 1 through 6, and I can actually read it. I think there might be a few more. I want to say there's at least a volume 7, maybe 8, but I'll find them eventually. But yeah, finally found volume 5 for a whopping, I think, 99 cents. And then at that same store, got the Lego Jurassic World Dinosaur Discovery Sticker Activity Challenges book. So it just has some kind of cool, like, Lego-style art of the different dinosaurs and stuff. And obviously it's a kid's book, but I love Jurassic World, and it was 99 cents. So. Okay, next, a couple things from a Sparrow's Nest, where, for some reason, they had all kids' books, 4 for $1. And I don't know if I would consider it as a kid's book, but I got Lord of the Flies paperback. Got a old Far Side collection, In Search of the Far Side. Got a Beauty and the Beast read aloud storybook. And another copy of You Can Draw Transformers, which features a lot of very cool artwork from the IDW comics. And this is actually worth a little bit of money, so for $0.25, I was not passing that up. And at that same store, found the Jurassic World Dominion Busy book. Again, obviously for children, but I thought it was cool because it comes with a bunch of little dinosaur figures, and it actually has all 10 of them. And that was a whopping $2. Next up, I got a batch of stuff from Savers. So, at Savers, they do, if you buy 4 books, you get 1 free. And so I found an old Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster Duel handbook for $1.29. Found an old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles picture book for $1.29. Found an old GoBots picture book for $1.29. And then picked up a pair of these Disney classic storybooks for $1.29 each. Again, one of which was free. And then, might have been that same day or a couple days later, I was at a Salvation Army and found more of the picture books, but some cool ones. This one is a scary storybook, so it's kind of like Halloween themed stuff. That was $2.99, but I got it for half off. And a Spider-Man storybook for $1.99. And then on a more recent visit to Savers, in the magazine section, I found Mad Spoofs of the 90s. So you can see we got like Titanic, Seinfeld, Forrest Gump, the Spice Girls, Bill Clinton, lots of really funny stuff in here. And then they randomly had the Versus Books Donkey Kong 64 guide for 99 cents. Awesome. Awesome finds. All right, so that is it for the books. And then let's quickly blaze through these toys. So I found a Marvel Legends Gamerverse Avengers Captain America in his stealth outfit for $6.99. Now I haven't finished it, but I kind of like the Avengers game. I know it got a pretty bad rap, and I haven't messed with any of the online stuff, which I think is what a lot of people had a problem with. But it was developed by the people that made the modern Tomb Raider trilogy, which I absolutely loved. So from what I've played, it's decent. Then crazy find. So I haven't really been trying to collect all the Lego Super Mario stuff just because I don't really care about building all the little levels and stuff. I just want the characters. But I really wanted the Yoshi. And sure enough, I find this at my Goodwill for $9.99. And all the bags inside are unopened. So this is normally a $30 set. And I think it might be even retired at this point. So very happy to find that. Then let's see. Some more recent stuff. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I was at a Goodwill, and I came across this Lite-Brite. And inside, so it has, the Lite-Brite itself and all the pegs and everything, and it had this book of, like, Disney refills I thought was kind of cool. And it was a whopping, what's on the front there? $3.99, so not bad at all. And I thought about it, I'm like, that's cool, but do I really need it? Because this is like the exact one I had as a kid. This is from like 1981, so it's a little older than me, but my parents had this exact box. So I ultimately ended up putting it back. But then my fiance was out in that area a few days later. I was like, hey, would you mind swinging by that Goodwill and see if they still have it? Because I thought of a really cool idea for a project with this that I won't reveal now, but if you want to subscribe, you'll see it when I post it. Anyway, so luckily it was still there, and she picked it up. And then she calls me and says that near the checkout lanes, they have a couple Lego sets. So, first of all, she found this very cool Lego Time Twisters set, which is brand new, like completely untouched in box. It was pretty pricey. It was $59.99, which is kind of high for a thrift store, but it is sealed. And we looked it up, and this set was selling for like $250. So we decided to get it. And then on top of that, they also had the Razor Crest, the Lego Star Wars Razor Crest from The Mandalorian, and this one was only $39.99. Now, it's open, but everything is in there. All the bags, except for the first one, are unopened, but that one has all its pieces. And this set is still, right now, selling for $140, so we saved $100 on this. Absolutely insane. And it's got some really cool minifigures, too. Of course, it's got Grogu, it's got the Mandalorian, Grief Karga, IG-11, and a Scout Trooper! My favorite. So, very cool stuff there. Then, let's see. Oh, here. I think I mentioned one of these a moment ago, but I got a couple of guitar controllers for Nintendo Wii. So, we've got a Guitar Hero controller. What's kind of cool about these is you put the actual Wii remote in there. You don't need, like, the USB dongle. That was just $4.99. And then got the Rock Band controller for Nintendo Wii. Now, I think this one actually did take a USB adapter, but I have one. And that was just $4.99. Same price. Okay, and then, so it's funny, like a few days after we got the Lite-Brite, I started looking online if they sell like the refill sheets. And I saw on Amazon they had what they called like a Lite-Brite HD, but Stranger Things themed, and I think it was like $20 or $25. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And sure enough, I'm at Goodwill, and I'm looking through like the arts and crafts, and what should I find? The Stranger Things Lite-Brite for $4.99, and it's unopened. Insane. Then let's see, a couple more things. Oh, here we go. So I'm not a huge vinyl record guy, but I could not pass up Pac-Man Fever for 99 cents. I don't even care about the songs. I'm probably just going to chuck this in a frame. That is just too cool. Then, let's see, what else? Oh, got a kind of funny card game here called Cantankerous Cats. So it's tagged $2.99, but pink tags were half off, so $1.50 on that. Found this pretty cool old Pokemon game called the Pokemon Quick Shot game. So you basically have all these little stands for the figures, and you have to like shoot pellet or like little balls at them to knock them over, I guess. But I checked it out. Everything is in here, and it was just $3.99. Not bad at all. Pop that over there. Then a couple more things. So I believe I mentioned in previous videos, but I absolutely love lenticular stuff. So like the 3D images. And I came across these just this week. So it's like a cool underwater scene with a couple dolphins and stuff. $1.99. And then this one, just a big old cardinal for $1.99. And what's kind of crazy, so I actually looked this one up, and they're selling this in a frame on Amazon for $30. I don't know if I pay that much, but for $2, I'm in. Next, let's see. Okay, let's do this one. It's a little heavy, but so I got this big old Dell computer monitor. So it was $9.99, but this is, where's the model number? It's a Dell. Sorry, the cord's kind of blocking it here. 2007 WFPB. So what's kind of neat about these is I have to raise it on the stand, but you can rotate the screen. So if you want to play, games that have like a vertical mode, like a shoot 'em up or something. And also this has all kinds of inputs. Of course it has like the traditional DVI and whatnot, but it also has a coax and S-video input. And what's kind of neat is they sell optional speaker bar, or like it's essentially like a sound bar that connects to the bottom of the screen, so you can use it like a television. And I found one! Just like not even a week later, I was at a Salvation Army. So this is from my Goodwill, but I was at a Salvation Army, and I'm like, no way. Sure enough, it was tagged $8.99 and half off. So, like right here, you plug it into like the little headphone jack, and then it's powered through the monitor as well. So awesome finds there. And then on a similar note, at another Goodwill, I found this really nice little Sony Vega flat screen TV. So this was $9.99, and it came with the actual power adapter. So I have one of this exact TV on my desk right now, so if I ever need to like hook up a classic game system or something, or just test something, boom, it's right there. It got basically every input you could want. It's got component, S-video, composite, RF, of course, and then it's got a couple on the side. Now, normally it has like a little plastic cover that covers this panel. The one on my desk does have it, but I mean, I think I paid more for the power adapter for my other one than I got this whole set, so I could not pass it up for $10, even just to have as a backup. Then got a couple cool plush recently. Got this Piranha Plant plush for $2.99. A little more than I would typically pay, but I looked it up, and these are like $20 at Target, so $3 isn't too bad. Got this massive Pikachu for $4.99. It's just kind of got this like almost like foam filling. I feel like this might have been like a carnival prize or something you get at like a, I don't know which one still exists, like Dave & Buster's or GameWorks, whichever one is still around. But yeah, he was cool. I might actually sell him at the toy show, or just kind of use him to like draw people in. I don't know yet. And then a few other plushies here. Got this really big Yoshi that I later found out is a pillow plush. He was, again, a little more, $5.49, but they still sell this exact plush at Target for $20. So, not bad. Then, let's see, two more here. Got this little, I think, I don't know if you call it like a young or like a baby Totoro from the movie My Neighbor Totoro, the Studio Ghibli film. He was just $1.99 at a Salvation Army, and he's got like a little suction cup, so you could put him like in your car window or on a window or whatever. So he was cool. And then I got Chip from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers for $1.50. He's a very cool plush. Unfortunately, they didn't have Dale, but it looks like they're not super expensive online, so I might just grab one on eBay. But yeah, I love this show growing up, so had to get him. And then just a few more things. Let's see. Oh, almost forgot about these. So I found a few cool lightsabers. So here for just $2.99, I got Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Hopefully it's all in frame here. It actually does work. And what's kind of neat, these are the ones where, like, if you crash into it, it, like, vibrates and shakes and lights up and everything. So actually, I picked one of these up a few years ago, but sadly the battery compartment was all, like, corroded and gross, and I wasn't able to fix it. But yeah, for $3, a working one. Awesome. And then on a similar note, I found the Dark Saber. For this one was a little more, $5.49, but this is like the new one that just came out in the last couple of years, 2020, and this also works. And it's like the same deal, like it crashes. And I think this, I'm pretty sure I looked it up, and they're still selling for like $30, so not bad, or more even. Then okay, let me show you this last batch of stuff. So just the other day, I stopped in a store that I rarely get to go to because it's only open like 2 or 3 days a week, and it's open for like 4 hours. It's ridiculous. But it's called House of Hope Resale, so it's just like a big kind of like charity-based thrift shop. And I found some good stuff, actually. So when I first walked in over by the toys, so let me show you this. So I showed you all the Lite-Brite stuff. Found more Lite-Brite stuff. A bunch of extra pegs. And then it's a, so you can see it here, a Jurassic Park 3 refill kit. So it's all like dinosaur-themed refills, which I love Jurassic Park and got the Lite-Brite, so why not? And then some Toy Story stuff. I'm not as big a fan, but still cool. The whole set was just $3. And then this I thought was really funny. So this is an old computer game called Life and Death 2: The Brain. And it's marked as complete, and it was only $1, but they have a little handwritten note in here that says, "I don't think people have this type of computer equipment anymore to play the game." I do. So yeah, $1. And I couldn't really find anything about this specific game, but the prequel, just Life and Death, it looked like it was selling for a decent amount on eBay. So, you know, if I decide not to keep it, I'm not going to lose any money on it. And then one other computer game I was really happy to find, I found Riven, the sequel to Myst, again, for $1. So I had every other game in the series, the big boxes, or, well, at least Myst, and then Myst 3, and then I have the small boxes for Myst 4 and 5, but I didn't have Riven. And now I do, and I got it for $1. Outstanding. Then one other thing I picked up at that store, hopefully this is in frame, it is a Level Up Stealth Media Storage Tower. So it's basically just like a plastic storage tower, but what I thought was cool is it's the correct width to hold like Blu-ray size cases, so PS4 or Xbox One games. And this was just $3. Now, what I thought this would go good with is I have the kind of, it might even be the same company now that I think about it. It's like a PS or PlayStation branded stand for a PlayStation 3. So it's got like a little base where you could put the console, and it's got some like little slots on top for controllers and move controllers and whatnot. So if I'm thinking eventually I'm going to set that up by a dedicated TV, and I can put this with it with just like a slew of games or something. But yeah, $3 on that. Not bad at all. Then, let's see. Oh, one other Goodwill find. I think it was where I got the Kylo Ren lightsaber, maybe. But it's this really cool R2-D2 figure from, I think it was like a Disney store thing. Can't really read it in this light. But it was just $2.99, and it's supposed to be like a talking R2-D2, and I think he like rolls around a little bit. But I thought it was really cool, really detailed, and I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan, so why not? Okay, and then, let's see. I went to, over Labor Day weekend, my fiance went with a couple of our friends to the Volo Antique Mall, which, if you've never been there, it's basically like, I want to say it was like three buildings connected together. So basically like a big converted barn and then like a big kind of like office space almost. But it's all just individual booths of vendor space. So, some people just have antiques, other people have collectibles. There was one booth that was literally all video games. Lots of them were just toys. It's if you're familiar with Retro Rick, a lot of the like flea markets he go to, it's basically like that. So anyway, we went there with some friends, and I hadn't been there in over 20 years, believe it or not. And everybody I talked to about it recently, like, oh, you can't get through it in a day, it's too big. We got through the whole place in like 3 hours. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, I only picked up a couple of things, but they're pretty cool. Found this old Pikachu figurine from 2004. And he's got this little button on his back. So I didn't put batteries in him, but when you push this button, if you notice his eyelids, he gets like an angry face and puts his arms up like, come at me, bro, and it is an electronic figure. So, but what's kind of funny is on the description here, it says 2004 Pikachu figure, and then for the description it says talk with a question mark, and then it's marked as is for $9.99. So a little expensive, but it was a pretty cool figure, and he does work. Thankfully, I just had to put fresh batteries in him, but thought that was a cool find. And then one other thing I grabbed on that day was from the video game booth, actually. It's a laser sight, marked red sight, for a Naki lunar gun, so a light gun. And it was just $4.99, complete in the box. It's a little faded, but I mean, how often do you see something like this? And I thought I had this gun. I'm actually mistaken. I have the Konami Justifier that this is a clear ripoff of, so it won't work with that. But it looks like the gun itself isn't too expensive, so I'll get one eventually. But I love light gun stuff, so had to get that. And then I didn't pick it up that day because it was a little expensive, and I was like, I don't know if it's authentic. So I ended up putting it back, but a couple days later, I was back in the area, and I stopped in and got this. This awesome Yoshi plush. So, again, I couldn't find anything online as if it's authentic or not, but it's pretty well made. It's like got, pretty decent stitching on the face. And it's basically like Yoshi in his, I want to say it was like his blimp form from Super Mario Galaxy 2. And I had never seen this before. I absolutely love the Yoshi games and like all his transformations and stuff. And I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever. But it was $20, which, I mean, I usually pay like $1 at thrift stores. So it's like, that's a lot. But I thought it over. I went back. It was still there, thankfully, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. I'll never see this thing again. But yeah, it's really cool. So really happy to get that. It unfortunately, it looks like there was a tag attached at some point, but it was snipped off, so I can't verify what brand it was or even when it was made. I would assume after Super Mario Galaxy 2, so like 2009, 10. But yeah, very happy to add him to my collection. And then, finally, I stopped by the Treasure Hunt store, the store with all the random bins, and I was actually in the area yesterday, so that's when they do the $8 day, and they supposedly have all the best stuff, but I still found a couple cool things. So first of all, I got this Tamagotchi Pix toy, which the packaging, as you can see, is like beat to hell, but it is in there, it's in great shape. And it looks like these normally retailed for about $60. So for $8, I thought that wasn't a bad get. And then one other thing, sorry, it's got a little sticker over the picture here, but it is a professional digital mini scale. So what's funny is my fiance and I collect some of the like blind bag stuff, like the little Lego minifigures, or we just recently got into like a card game, which I'll talk about in the next video. And a lot of people online say, like, oh, if you weigh the package or weigh the pack, you can find out if it's, this figure or if it has, like, a rare card or whatever. and they recommended like buying a little miniature scale to bring with you to stores, which I'm like, that sounds kind of insane, but you know, if I ever see one cheap, I'll grab it. Sure enough, there is a treasure hunt for $8. And it's kind of crazy. So like everything was just kind of not in the box. It was kind of scattered throughout a bin. And at first I found the scale itself, then I found the little plate, and then I started looking it up. I'm like, oh, there's supposed to be a little 20-gram weight, and I found that. And there's supposed to be like a little measuring plate, and I found that. And then there's supposed to be a carrying case, and yeah, thankfully it was all there. But, yeah, so now I have a mini scale, and I might bring it to a store and weigh stuff like a crazy person. I don't know yet. So, anyway, there we have it. So many awesome thrifted treasures this time around. But again, this is just part 1. I do have some really cool stuff that I got from other stores like Target. Got some really cool online orders, got some stuff from Limited Run, and some very cool trading cards. So, if you haven't already, please be sure to click the subscribe button. And it should be in a couple days, I'll have part 2 available for your viewing pleasure. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll be back to check out the next ones. Thanks, and have a great day.